writes a letter saying...
Until the president, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, says in fact that the president is ready to come back. What's section 4?
So the VP can do the same thing by writing a letter to the cabinet, or... Okay, so the VP can do the same thing by writing a letter.
4.
And if he doesn't...
Writing a letter was... Okay, 3.
Okay, saying the president isn't fit to be president.
Yes.
And so then he can take...
The vice president.
2.
He can take...
1. Who's got next? Go.
The vice president and majority of the people...
Go ahead.
The House and the Senate with the signature of the vice president can take away the power of the president.
Just the signature of the vice president? 4.
No, it is the House and the Senate. Like,
and what else? 3.
The House, Senate, and the...
Vice president. That's all it is. 2. That's a hint that it's not right. 1. -5. Is that Jen? No, that's William's group. -5. And go ahead, David.
That's Jen's group. You need the signature of the vice president and a majority of the cabinet.
Majority of the cabinet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When the vice president and a majority of the cabinet submit a letter to the leadership of the House and the leadership of the Senate that the president is unable to fulfill the office, then at that point the vice president will take over. When can the president get the office back? 5. Your group. 4, 3, 2, 1.
In the back.
I think they're already out. Are they already out?
Yeah, they're out. Yeah.
They're out too. Okay, yeah, y'all are out.
No,
Do you
Carlos,
want in on this?
Hey, Carlos isn't out. Their group's in.
I'm not out.
Okay, go ahead.
When he's fit to serve again.
That's what it is?
Yeah.
-5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dear God Almighty. Actually, the president can only get it back when the vice president and a majority of the cabinet allow the president to have it back. So the president doesn't have control like in section 3. Go ahead, click it, David, and you'll notice up there, removal. Okay, you're fine. Go ahead. Y'all gave me the last correct answer. Javier's group, pick me a category. Gotta go, gotta go.
Okay, we're going to do judiciary for a point.
Wow, big spenders. Truth, justice, and the American way. What is it that the court can actually guarantee? Go ahead.
Fairness.
The court, go ahead, click it, David. Fairness. The court cannot guarantee truth or justice, but it is supposed to provide fairness. Touch the house, pick me a category.
Let's go executive for 3.
Executive for 3. List all you can, click it. Youngstown versus Sawyer. You have it first, you've got it second, you've got it third, you've got it fourth. 5, 4, 3.
So the Youngstown versus Sawyer was a court case that limited presidential ability to seize property.
What are the facts of this case? 4, 3, 2.
Like this.
Oh,
Come on.
that's more than...
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Steel company goes on strike.
Who's the steel company?
Youngstown Steel.
Youngstown Steel.
Goes
1,
on
2,
strike
3.
during the Korean War.
During the Korean War. 1, 2, 3.
And there's a big problem because people were like,
How much steel did Youngstown make? What percentage?
40%.
40%. Youngstown Steel made 40% of the steel in the United States, and in fact went on strike during the Korean War when we were fighting China. Go ahead.
The issue because they said that you were being kind of unpatriotic by this. The army needed the steel, and they were not supplying the steel. That the army
People criticize the workers. People criticize. Well, what did Harry Truman, the president, do?
He wanted to get involved.
He did want to get involved. What did he do?
Seized the company and said that he was going to put his own people in there to run it.
Harry Truman said, we're going to seize this steel company. Government is going to run it. We're going to require the workers to go back to work. Go ahead. What presidential power was at issue in this case? 5. What presidential power was it? 4,
You're counting down.
3, 2, 1. Go ahead.
Executive order.
-3. Hey, now let me stress to you, if you do not have positive points, and right now 3 groups, 2 groups don't, I can't give you bonus points. So get something right. Go ahead, Cece's group. I think you have it next. What was the presidential power? Nobody has ever been -20 before. You're at a level that I've never seen. What was the presidential power at issue in Youngstown versus Sawyer? I said there was a certain power that Harry Truman wanted to exercise. 4, 3, 2.
Executive agreement.
-3.
What was it?
Just don't.
The power at issue was the commander-in-chief power. Truman exercised the commander-in-chief power in order to seize the steel mills because he was trying to protect his troops in the Korean War. Firsthand I see. The Supreme Court laid out a 3-part test for presidential power. What were the 3 parts of the test? 5. First hand I see. Oh, this is big points. 4. There was a 3-part test. 3, 2, y'all have no clue. 1. When President and Congress agree, presidential authority is in his shame. When Congress is silent, President, in fact, has significant authority anyway. And when President and Congress disagree, then in fact the President is going to lose. First hand I see, which one did they say it was?
It was the last one.
Go ahead. Why did they say that?
Because Truman lost, because he didn't have that power to
How do we know he didn't have that power? How do we know that Congress said no? 4, 3, because you're right, but just tell me why. 2, 1, -3. Go ahead, CC. CC, I saw your hand.
No, they wrote like some bill or something saying, like addressing it like kind of vaguely.
Get close to him.
I don't know anything specific.
Go ahead. They addressed some kind of bill. What did the bill end up saying or not saying?
It didn't really. It said. All right, just.
Anybody in the group? -3. It was the Taft-Hartley Labor Act, and there was an amendment that was specifically given to allow the president to seize striking companies, and the amendment was defeated. The Supreme Court said this is not President and Congress in agreement, this is not Congress being silent, even though the final bill didn't say he could or couldn't, but they said they turned down that amendment that would have given him the power. This is Congress saying no. Show of hand, first hand I see. Where is the president supposed to use his commander-in-chief powers? Go ahead.
Military. Army.
Where? 5. I'm going to count really slow because you're getting ready to sink to a level I've never seen. 4. Anybody in the group? 3, 2, 1, -3.
That's like kind of right. Like, I don't. Obviously,
What?
it's not what he's looking for.
They're supposed to use it when the House declares war. -3. The president is primarily supposed to use commander-in-chief powers outside of the borders of the country. Go ahead, David. Touch the House. Who gave me this? I got so many wrong answers.
Give them the choice.
Yeah, y'all are in last. Go ahead, pick.
Articles for 5 points.
Articles for 5. List all you can. Click it. Nixon versus Fitzgerald. You have it first, but you have it second. Go.
All right, so basically, Fitzgerald was one of the presidents. He worked for the president during office, and he went to he heard something from. He didn't agree with something that Nixon was going to do, and he went to Congress and told them basically that, I don't agree.
Okay, now all of this is true. Can somebody tell me what the program was, or can somebody tell me what his job was? 5.
It was gonna raise
4.
taxes and.
David, just as soon as David, -5. Go ahead, William.
So this guy was an undersecretary.
Undersecretary. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
He went to Congress to tell him that this bomber program.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It wasn't working. It makes Nixon look really bad.
So what did Nixon do?
Nixon fired him.
Nixon fired him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And then the case went to court, and Nixon won in court.
Why?
Because the president can do what he wants as long as he's not breaking the law.
They basically said that the president. Now it's not quite that the president can do everything that he wants, but talking about terminations, what did they say specifically about firing somebody? Anybody in your group? 4.
You can't do that because then the president would have to be careful on what.
You need to reword that. I think you're on the right track. Just say it in a different way.
I don't know. He's taken over now. Yeah, I'm so confused. So explain what the court said about terminations.
It's not illegal if he doesn't want him to work in the job.
4,
He's allowed to.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, he can fire anyone in the executive branch except for the VP.
Oh! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The president can fire anybody in the executive branch. In fact, as long as it's not the VP. Why?
Because.
4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, all these groups. You've got next. Why can they not fire the vice president?
That's the part I knew. I don't know this part.
Anybody in your group maybe knows. Evidently not. Go ahead.
Isn't it because he's like the people?
The vice president is co.
I got it.
The vice president. What's that?
He's like
Come on, zoom in. Get close. She's blushing.
He's co something with the president. I
Come at this angle. She's trying to cover her face. 5. Why is it that the president? This is so easy. 4. Why can't the president fire the vice?
Oh, wait.
3,
Go with the president.
2, 1. You want me to get points? You're the only one that hasn't had it.
Yeah, because they run on the same ticket. And the vice president is
They're elected together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes.
I said they run they're co-elected. That's what I was trying to say.
I didn't hear elected. I just heard co. Yeah, be careful. Actually, on this, they actually said that you could not sue the president for doing something, even if it was the wrong decision, as long as the president was acting legally. So it wasn't that the president could do anything he wanted, but it's the idea that you can't sue just because they made a wrong decision. So there's some immunity there. Go ahead, touch the house. David's group, pick me a category. 5, 10, 15, 20, 29, 30, 39, 40, 45, 47, -5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 29, 30, 39, 40, 45, 52, 5, 10, 15, 22, and -28. Pick me a category. You're in second place. 5, 4. You don't want to get negative points for picking a category. 3.
Judiciary for 2 points.
Judiciary for 2. Criminal law and civil law. What's the difference? You have it. Actually, no, this is terms. You do have it, William. Your hand went up first. What is the difference, your group, between criminal and civil law?
Criminal law is the state versus somebody.
It is the state versus somebody. Go ahead.
Civil law is a person against another person.
Okay, what are the penalties in a criminal case? 5. Anybody in the group? What's that?
Jail time.
Jail time, potentially even execution in a criminal case. What is the outcome, or what's the goal in a civil case?
Money.
Money ultimately is. What's the difference between the standard of proof? 4.
In a criminal case, you need to have a lot. You need to have a lot more proof because you're taking away.
What's it called? 2. 1. Who has it next?
I know why though.
Go ahead. What's the standard of proof?
a higher standard of proof because you have...
What's it called? 4, 3, 2, 1, -2. Anybody? Beyond a reasonable doubt and a preponderance of evidence. So it is really high in criminal and it's got to be unanimous. In a civil case, it does not have to be unanimous and the standard of proof is lower. Go ahead, click it.
Wait, which one's which?
Criminal is beyond a reasonable doubt. Civil is preponderance of evidence. Go ahead, click the house. William, your group gave me the last correct answer and you have a slim lead. Go. Gotta go. Pick a category, Mom.
Judiciary 3.
Judiciary for 3. Mootness, first hand I see. I think it's David. And then it's Christina. Go.
Mootness is the idea that a case no longer has standing because it's sort of the injury is kind of already over and done with.
The injury's already over and done with. The case has basically resolved itself. Can you give me an example or two?
Abortion.
How? 5.
So,
4.
A pregnancy only works, it's
3.
only lasts 9 months.
Yes.
The case, it can take up to 2 years.
2.
The
Yes.
pregnancy will be done already by the time the case comes.
If you're suing for an abortion, you're going to have the baby before you get to court. Any other example? 3, 2, 1. Christina, you want it? There's another example. 3.
I don't know.
Go ahead.
A woman had a condition where if she got pregnant, she could die. So she sued for birth control, but the courts argued that the injury...
The woman that sued for birth control, was that mootness?
No. That was
Oh, -2. That's the first correct answer for Carlos's group. It actually was pregnant. Go ahead, click it, touch the house. You get the idea on this. Go ahead, pick me a category.
I'm going 5 points for a chapter question.
5 point for chapter. Oh, we've got a
So
dictionary.
lucky.
Chapter. Oh, you're gonna do this, David. If you'll hit the light and can you erase that really quick? There you go. All right, this is what I need you to draw. 1 minute. Got it?
Okay.
Okay, 1 minute. Go ahead, take this. Go down there on the 7. Go ahead. That's what he's drawing. Got it? Okay. Oh my God. Oh my. If you guess and they have control, they could get the points for it. So you should be careful. Go ahead. You can yell out what you want. You have a minute.
Second Amendment, right to bear arms.
Okay,
Because he's pointing a gun at him. I see. Is that a gun? I guess that's a gun.
All right.
Oh. Keep going. You got 30 seconds.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Wait.
20 seconds. Oh my.
No, it's not what it looks like, but like. Yeah, that's all I can.
Was that during the duel? Where,
Duel! Yeah! Let's go, buddy!
Yo, why isn't it pointing the same way?
You gotta point them in this. Yeah, you gotta point them at each other. What?
Shooting this way. They should be shooting at each other.
One of the chapter questions actually deals with the amendment that came about because of the duel. What was the amendment?
12th Amendment, actually.
Which one?
12th.
12th Amendment,
Yeah.
actually. What did the 12th Amendment do? +5.
The president and the vice president have to run together.
The president and the vice president have to run together. Anything else you want to tell me?
No,
4. Anything else? 3,
Not losing points.
2, 1. Others? Go ahead. Hit the light too, David, if you would. And you guys pick me a category. You're at -11. Jen's group is at -7. This is now competitive for last place.